I guess my question is, I need a little bit of guidance, and I don't want to start saying something and set up a grid going that is a negative one. I need a little bit of guidance on how to know if I'm being expired by filling in my grid or if I'm forcing my grid to be filled in. I kind of have a little bit, I just want it to be the next natural step.
When it's inspired, it's fun. When you're forcing it, it's hard. When it's inspired, it keeps moving into a new place. When you're forcing it, it kind of stays where it is. When it's inspired, it fills in fast.
Okay.
That's the best way.
Can I give you an example?
Yes.
All right. Since I was a little girl, I have always felt...
We'd like something more current.
Well, I'm going to... And now, I'm just saying it's been like a vibration always.
Well, but now...
All right, I'm going to say that.
Now, did you hear what you just did with that?
All right.
Did you hear what you just did with that? Well, don't do that again.
All right. I have decided that I will win the lottery. I am amazing at what I do. No.
So why do you want to win the lottery? Now, we know that seems like a really silly question. When you have the energy that creates worlds at your fingertips, and there are endless paths of least resistance that will bring you whatever you want, why are you limiting the universe to bring your resources to you through such a narrow decision? We really want you to think about that, because not only is it a narrow decision, it's one that you understand the odds about.
Can I tell you one thing, though? My fiance's best friend won, and I don't know if it's, like, right there, like, so it's right at my grasp, or if I'm, like...
The reason that we're asking this question, and it's a really important one to contemplate, is if you accept that you have a vortex, and that it's full of all of the things that you want, and that the universe is watching for paths of least resistance to yield to you whatever it is that you're wanting, do you need to define for the universe the path through which it will come, or do you want to just leave all of the options open?
Right. I do want to leave all the options open. I'm a very, very creative person. I just don't really want to work anymore. I want to have fun with my kids. I want to travel. I don't want to ever think of money being an option. And we don't struggle, but I want it to less struggle. I know
it's all right, but think about what you're practicing. In other words, you're practicing a vibration of struggle and working. In other words, there's nothing that's keeping you from spending time with your children, and there's nothing that's keeping you from having vacations with them. And as you say, you're not struggling, you're not deprived of anything, and yet you're still using that as an excuse to sort of shore up.
Right. This is what I need you to tell me to stop doing. I know
collectively.
Is it better that I'm aware that I'm doing that? This is exactly my question. How do I go more general? Because I think I'm a very specific person.
Well, there are a number of things that we want to talk about that are more significant than what you're just asking, and we'll get to that too. But the most important thing is that when you've defined that you want something, and you acknowledge that the universe has a way of yielding it to you, so then you're just looking for every excuse you can to anticipate what it is that you're wanting. That's all that we're guiding you to. We're not trying to guide you away from seeing the lottery maybe as a viable means to something that you're wanting. But we've noticed, as we've watched you and as we peer into your vortex, that there is a lot more in there than the end result of a big pile of money descending on you. There is a lot more in there than that. And in fact, people don't realize it, but there are things in your vortex that a big pile of money descending on you works against. In other words, if you're asking for ease in your life and a big pile of money descends upon you, then there's a conflict. And we know that many of you are saying, well, I'll just take my chances and I'll just cope with whatever the negative repercussions of winning a few $1 million or a lot of $1 million is. But if we could convince you that you have already won the lottery,
I know.
It's a lottery of love, and it's a lottery of relationships, and it's a lottery of meaningful, purposeful things. It's a lottery of abundance. It's a lottery of well-being. It's a lottery of so many things that you want. And as you just find reasons to feel that appreciative way that you are feeling, even as you sat down here, as you are able to hold yourself in that, then the universe just keeps yielding to you in a way that you can joyously participate and accept. one of our favorite analogies, and it gets your attention every time that we offer it. You don't want all the food that you will ever eat in this lifetime to come to you this afternoon. Right. And the reason is because you want it to come incrementally, and you want to enjoy it as it comes. And that's the way you really want your abundance to flow, and your well-being to flow, and your relationships to flow. And so by acknowledging what is working in your life, if we could convince you that an attitude of appreciation for the good things that are happening, if you could let that be the basis of what you're focused upon, all other good things that you want would follow that. It is our absolute promise to you. You just can't perfect an attitude of appreciation and not put yourself in the perfect place of receiving all of the things that are in your vortex that are on their way to you.
I think I do that mostly. I think I'm a very appreciative person.
We think so too.
Okay.
So, can you accept that you have won the lottery? What does winning a lottery feel like? This is really worth talking about. It's sort of an unexpected, amazing thing. But the trouble lies in the unexpected. A friend said to us just now, I knew I was going to be in the hot seat. Well, that's expected. When you expect something to happen, it happens. So, do you expect to win the lottery?
I do.
Good. We're not doubting that you can win the lottery, and we're not doubting that you can put yourself, but we can feel, and it's true of all of you, that your expectation of winning the lottery is not in your place of desire. And if it were, the lottery would be spread out among many more of you, much more than it is.
What do you mean it's not in my desire?
Well, your desire is one frequency and your expectation is another.
Oh, okay.
Your desire and your expectation are not in the same place. Expectation, the perfect way of defining expectation is something that I want, I am in belief of. But a lot of people misuse the word expectation because they're not expecting it. When you expect it, you just feel ease about it. It just feels like the next logical step. This person said, I just knew I was going to be there, and there was no fanfare about it. There was no big drama about it. And from his perspective, he doesn't realize that it was the equivalent of winning the lottery. He doesn't quite yet realize that it was the precursor to a vibrational stance that will allow everything that he's ever wanted to flow into his experience. In other words, better things than that don't happen to anyone. But when you put yourself in the place of knowing that good things are coming to you, and you're not trying to define the avenue through which they come, then you're much more general, and therefore you're much less resistant, and therefore you're much more willing to allow it to come. That's all we were getting at.
All right.
Yeah.
I won the lottery sitting here too. He was sitting right behind me, and I thought you pointed to me the first time. So I just needed to try again. All right. Thank you.
Yeah, your ship just keeps coming and coming and coming and coming and coming and coming. Do you believe that?
I do.